Hey everyone, it's Zach with Palantir Research. Another huge week of news for Palantir with hundreds of millions of dollars in new business, as well as partnerships and more important news. So looking at the stock first, we had a tumultuous week upwards, ending the 5-day period up 14% on Friday. The stock flew as high as $16.81, but came all the way back down to close the week right at $16 on the dot. Now, nothing new here, but it'll be interesting to see if we can break through the 16s into 17s, as the price action seems to be resisting around this area. And I've always talked about the last few weeks that it's been hovering between this area as well as down to the 14s. Now, if we were to fall back down there, it wouldn't be a surprise to me, seeing that as the stock has been fluctuating in this zone already. So what was all the news happening this week? And I'll briefly note the videos I already posted this past week and close out on the newer stuff that I didn't cover. So starting with Bank of America giving their thoughts while reiterating their $18 price target and buy rating again. Palantir had a busy media parade the week prior and at the S4G summit, which Bank of America was able to attend, so they were able to share those insights. I had a whole video going through the long document, but essentially the major points are that defense is a bright spot for Palantir. The S4G summit itself was attended by around 300 public and private sector attendants, while they say that the DoD has fewer choices or even having only Palantir as a choice for some of their solutions as well, and as the ability to bring the silos together of the different military branches. So they really like Palantir. In addition, the summit showed off plenty of use cases that shows how malleable Palantir is as a product, from nuclear security all the way to drones. Plus, more forward-looking, Bank of America notes Palantir's strategy for PGWS, or Palantir Government Web Services, which is the umbrella for Apollo, FedStart, and Ontology Software Development Kit. These products are working in tandem or individually to meet the current and potential clients needed to take on government contracts quickly. And then Witchcraft 2, they also noted, is an upcoming open source tool that was previously only internal at Palantir that streamlines security and authentication controls. So check out that video for more details. Then, the massive contract locked up for 3 years is the $250 million one for the Army. The best part is that it's specifically specified as a machine learning and artificial intelligence research and development one. So being able to cook in and develop their products more with the military alongside them, which they've already been doing for years, but now specifically for Palantir to do this kind of research for 3 years is hopefully going to lead to more business in the future, as well as have them improve their product much better. Next, we had a partnership or collaboration announced with one of Palantir's subsidiaries. This is an artificial intelligence play in the healthcare space, where Syntropy, which was a joint venture founded by Merck and Palantir together back in 2018, is partnering with Iridium. The main deal here is that Palantir continue to build up their network effects all around healthcare at different angles to ensure they start to connect the industry, but in a secure manner. And that was the main focus of that press release. And then deal-wise, on the federal government's procurement database, we saw the National Institute of Health, NIH, signed another $60 million contract over 3 years. So there's not really any details here or press releases or anything in the news, but it's always nice to see a government healthcare-related deal because it's the industry we want Palantir to continue to scale in quickly, and they've been demonstrating already, but also the stickiness and consistency of these government contracts are very attractive. Then, Thursday, we had an action-packed day. It was the day we were expecting some news or inkling on the NHS FDP contract, saying it was planned for the 28th to be awarded. Now, no one knew if that was for sure going to happen, but unfortunately, no news yet on who won it. But as a surprising piece of news, especially because of the timing of it, Foxglove, whom most of you know as that annoying account constantly posting articles and tweeting on how Palantir is a spy company and is going to steal your data. Of course, they're just making that up. They also exaggerate in their articles any negativity when it comes to Palantir, but they publicly release that they're going away for now. And speculating, we can think of many reasons, but the timing is impeccable of it, and it could be a good thing if they failed in their fight, but it also could be a bad thing if they think they've accomplished their goal here. We'll see with time and see who actually wins the contract. And in addition to that information, on Friday, we found out that the FDP award announcement at the moment is going to be delayed until mid-October. So that's a few weeks from now. The UK will be running a campaign to engage the public, so hopefully it will help whoever wins get the buy-in from everybody, including patients and doctors and the like, but optimistically, we'd like it to be Palantir, of course. The campaign is for around £2 million, and a month ago, I actually made a video about them wanting to do this to ensure that the public is aware of the FDP and how their data will be secured and who's handling it. Interesting to see what's going to actually turn out in the end. But also, Shyam Sankar had an hour-long podcast with Kathy Wood and the ARK Invest team. It was a great resource and it's an awesome video to watch, so I definitely recommend you to check it out for getting more insight from someone who's been there for so long. And there are numerous highlights, but I think a lot of investors resonated with the clarification of Palantir being seen as a consultancy and Shyam's perspective on that, but nothing new there for those who follow that closely on forward deployed engineers who help them build real solutions to real problems that you can scale over time, and that's because they were on the ground floor with these end users. But another cool question too with the AIP product and talking about how artificial intelligence is changing the world, and they asked, does Palantir use this stuff themselves? And Shyam confirmed this is the case. So they are pushing themselves not only selling the next frontier of technology with artificial intelligence, but they're also using it to hyperscale themselves up as well. And Joe Lonsdale, a Palantir co-founder, also had a short article about his 8VC fund working with Japan to up their defense industry and getting into startups there. Now, nothing is tied directly to Palantir besides his association, but with the recent Sompo scandal and the ever ongoing aggression by China, Japan seems to be a ripe government client when it comes to the military and the defense sector. And a lot of the points he states are related to Palantir when it comes to having an aligned mission and working with drones and autonomous ship warfare, just like in Ukraine, and that's already been demonstrated. So it is still my speculation, but I can see this as a little inkling that Palantir wants to start diversifying their reliance on Sompo on that commercial side of business in the East, and hopefully can succeed in landing some military business in Japan alongside their government. Now, what I haven't made videos on here, Palantir had a nice video on HCA Healthcare on what they've been using Palantir for with their staffing. I like the AIP presentations a little bit, but preferring to these videos for clients are a lot more cleaner and engaging since they, of course, refine them. So check it out if you have a chance here. It's just good to have it available for prospective clients to go check it out on YouTube and make it very available. Then Palantir also posted one of the other speakers from the S4G, or Software for Government Summit event, where a lot of the attendees from the public and private sector got together and were showcased Palantir. So check out the video there, but essentially it shows the government's use case of Palantir and how they were using technology to stay up to date, of course, around the COVID time. The example focused on COVID vaccines and the whole logistics there around that and the issues they had to solve and to do it very quickly. And basically, long story short, Palantir is what allowed them to do that. Now, politically, the speaker was like any other normal person, your choice, whatever you want to get vaccinated. So it's nice that the focus was on the problem like any other business would want to. So next was a nice award too that was given to Palantir for their help in the Ukraine and the refugee resettlement. This was an older article actually from last week that I missed, but it wasn't widely covered here, so I just wanted to bring it up. They're being honored with a special distinction for big tech building peace. Even if it doesn't mean anything monetarily, it's just more news out there that helps build up the reputation of Palantir besides their military work. And of course, it's just nice to see that they did something so humanitarian. And then next, we also got a surprising article on Palantir working with the HISA, or Horse Racing Integrity and Safety Authority, where they say progress has been made on the safety in the sport, more so for the horses. And they specifically call out Palantir and Amazon working to collect and analyze data, letting them figure out the causes of horse injuries and deaths. And with this info, the sport's becoming safer and safer, of course, for the rider and the horse together, and it can guide them more intentionally in the future when making decisions about the sport and, of course, making rules. And a quote here really shows the value that Palantir is bringing, where they're trying to bring down a 5-hour process per race card to 30 minutes, which will allow them to identify these at-risk horses here before the races. So just like cricket, where we've gotten them working there, it's nice to see Palantir in these smaller sports that are not as common or widespread, where if they can be applied here, why not put them in the mainstream as well over time? But yeah, those are my thoughts there. A lot of news and coverage as well for this week. Let me know below your thoughts, and thank you all for watching and appreciate my channel members, and I'll see you in the next video.